Welcome to the St. Louis Charter School Excellence in Education Awards. We are so glad to have you with us this evening. I'm Doug Thaman, Executive Director of the Missouri Charter Public School Association. We had really hoped that tonight we would be celebrating in person all of our nominees and award winners with all of you. But given this pandemic, we needed to move this as a virtual event, and we really appreciate you being here. We really want to encourage you to use the chat function to go ahead and put all of your best wishes, congratulating all of the nominees and everybody for the great job they're doing. At the association, our mission is to improve student achievement by increasing access to high-quality charter public education in Missouri. And we know that the key ingredient to realizing that mission are leaders, teachers who work tirelessly to meet the unique needs of each and every child. Tonight, we are honored to celebrate the work of some of these exceptional individuals who dedicated their lives to the education of children. A special thanks goes to the sponsors of tonight's awards. The support we have received shows that the St. Louis community truly values education and those that have made teaching our children their life's work. This year, we received over 200 nominations. Our review team had such a difficult time narrowing it down to 12 finalists and then finally selection of the winners, all of them competing for those $10,000 prizes. In the world of education, there are so many heroes, and tonight we are really honored to recognize just a few. So for those who get up early to greet children as they enter school, to those who work late into the night preparing lessons and grading assignments, and to all of you who responded to the international pandemic by putting students first and pivoting to virtual education, we applaud you. Thank you for being with us tonight. We hope you have a great time, and we hope you will congratulate all of our wonderful nominees.
I was that person who always knew what she wanted to be. I wanted to be a teacher. I began to be more and more fascinated with how kids learn to read, and particularly those kids who were struggling to read, because it made such a gap so quickly, and I realized it when I was teaching kindergarten.
Carolyn is the teacher you hope your own child has as they navigate their way through school, because she is a teacher they will always remember.
She thinks about how they best can learn and how they best can learn to read and be the best that they can be.
Kids want to be successful. Kids want to be proud of themselves. So you couple what they're reading with meeting them where they are and just push them just a little outside of their comfort zone. And their level of excitement comes because they know that they are learning.
You hope that she is the teaching partner that you are paired with, because you know you will always be able to count on her and on her support.
I'm proud of all the support at the Biome. We all lean on each other every day.
She has brought so many new thoughts and thinking to the Biome. She shares her thinking and collaborates with everybody that's there. She's an asset. She's made the Biome grow, and our literacy scores show it. Good luck, Carolyn.
Honestly, you have to have a heart, you know what I'm saying, for teaching. To me, it's like it's a gift, you know what I'm saying.
She is so inspiring, not only in my life, but in our students' lives. She allows them to be vulnerable with her. She talks to them in a way that lets them be seen and heard.
I never really was able to have the relationship with my mom, so I tried to get as many kids around me as possible to be that figure for them if that's what they were looking for.
She's been through a lot in her life, and she just perseveres. Like, she just keeps going and going and going, and the love that she has for her students and just the people around her, like, everyone is family to her. She puts her all into every child that she comes in contact with.
I started to really, really feel like I was making a difference in some of the children's lives, as well as the parents' lives. I just felt like I wanted to have that, relationship with them.
Ms. Lucas is wonderful with the kids, and she's even great with the parents. She helps us make sure that the kids are advancing to the next level where they need to be. And Robert is truly ready for the first grade.
Her heart is golden. The way she connects with our students, the way that she teaches and celebrates them is absolutely beautiful.
I love working at Northside. I've had the opportunity to do a second generation of students. So students I taught in third grade are now parents, and I'm teaching their children. And just to think that they remember me all the way back from, being their third grade teacher and asking that I could teach their children as well, that was like really touched my heart.
When the pandemic happened, and I would overhear how she dealt with the kids, and it was just amazing how she dealt with them and how they listened to her and how her style of teaching.
I like to see the light bulb come on, just seeing the children learn. I mean, it's just so rewarding to see them move to that next stage. At the beginning of the year, we talked about control. I used to look at them and they'd do things I know they knew they shouldn't be doing, and I'd go, really? Who controls you? And then they're kind of little and they're looking at me like, you? And I said, no, I don't control you. You control yourself. A lot of times our children say they don't feel validated or people don't believe in them. And I'm always inspiring them to be the best, push yourself. You can do great things.
Miss McGaul in her class consistently has joyful rigor in her class. The kids love to come to class. The kids love to be pushed. They push each other and they're learning.
I like how she never shows favoritism to anybody. She tells us to never give up and try our best.
Teaching is a calling. It's not just a career. It's something deeply embedded in you, rooted in you, that this is what you want to do. Like there's nothing else in this world I'd rather do than impact students' lives.
The kids make you smile every single day. To greet them immediately when they get out of the car and see the big smiles, to show them you're here, you're safe, we're excited that you're here.
I think teaching is an amazing way to contribute to humanity and just the world, not only through education, but also through being part of a greater good. And I am looking forward to always working with city students, and I can't imagine working with any other set of students or at a different school. This is my community, it's their community.
She becomes our middle school kids' school mom in many ways, going above and beyond to help them academically, to be there for them personally, and to offer opportunities beyond the school day by regularly sponsoring Saturday school events and outside field trips and special opportunities for them to experience things they may not have experienced at other times.
You can hopefully have them take home with you a piece of this, well, Mrs. Mayberry told me I did a great job with this, or she gave me the opportunity to do that. I have something that not only I can take home, what the parts of the cell are, but I can also take home, why do we fundraise? What are the reasons we contribute to our community? How does it benefit me? Even though I'm not the one receiving, I'm giving. I'm so grateful that it is what I decided to do. And I can't wait to see what the next 10 years of education are like. I look forward to the challenges. It helps to see me how am I going to grow.
I became a teacher, specifically a social studies teacher, because I think it is so important for our youth to become well-rounded citizens of not only our country, but of our world. And it's imperative to have that civic education.
Students know that they will learn when Mrs. Shannon Michel is their teacher. She's passionate about teaching young learners and finds ways to connect this learning to her class in the real world.
The way that she teaches history is fascinating. She makes it sound like a story rather than a ton of events and places that you have to memorize. Because of this, we have a really cool way of learning the cause and effect structure of history. So instead of just learning about the Enlightenment and the revolutions in Latin America, you actually get to learn about how the ideas in the Enlightenment actually caused the revolutions in Latin America.
Emotionally, students trust Mrs. Michel and talk to her like she's the only person who will understand them. She's one of those teachers who hurts when students hurt and cries when students cry.
The relationships we build with the young people it's priceless. When you see a student who is working, and then pushes through and has these light bulb aha moments, or student that has some really serious home struggles going on and they come to school as a refuge. It's those situations that you know you're making a difference.
I hope for my kids is that as a music teacher, that they get to enjoy music however they want, that it's their direction, not mine, but it's their direction.
She's so encouraging and is very dedicated and always seeks opportunities for her students. In freshman year, I went to the Michel Music Festival, and I had to learn this very difficult piece in about a month, and without her help during after school and my lunchtime, I couldn't have played the whole piece without her. And I was very fortunate to have her as a teacher, as she's always there to answer my questions.
Just the constant learning in all directions, whether it's the top student or the student that struggles.
Our orchestra went to Chicago, and the night before, our only upright bassist got sick, and Mrs. Van Winkle asked me to step in to lead the orchestra so she could play bass. She was the only one there who could do that, and she really encouraged me to put myself out there and be a leader to my fellow classmates.
I'm just here today just to acknowledge and celebrate Catherine Van Winkle and the amazing efforts that she has put in for her school, for her students, for her program, for the love of music.
My students are not going to learn to love music until they know that I love them personally and care about them first.
At GCA, we really do try to integrate the arts into all of our curriculum. My second year, I had this group of sophomores who stayed after school with me 4 days a week, and we made our school's inaugural yearbook, the first yearbook that, and we've been doing one ever since. In 2019, GCAtoday.com was named a finalist for the National Pacemaker Award, which is the high school equivalent of the Pulitzer Prize. So I was really proud about the fact that this fledgling program that I have was able to get that recognition.
His teaching style is amazing. He always makes the time to make sure that you understand it afterwards. He's always open to any sort of questions.
I think for me, what is often the most fulfilling is when you see a kid who begins, to have things that start to click, that really begins to make the connections.
Back in 2016, nominated me for the Washington Journalism and Media Conference. And at that time, my mom was starting to get really sick because she had a terminal illness. So school and, dealing with journalism and all of these extracurriculars was really hard for me on top of balancing a job as well. But Mr. Armknecht was there through everything.
A lot of it comes down to, I think, is recognizing that this is something that our students need. It can't always be a matter of just saying, oh, someone should do this kind of a thing, and just being the person who does it.
A lot of what I think we do is we empower kids. Be able to empower and educate them, not just in academics, but in their own potential. I consider myself very much a companion on people's journeys, and dependent on what they need, and they will show me.
I think the entire school is always awe-inspired by this woman who serves hundreds of students at the high school level as their immediate support and point of resource. Whether they need grief counseling, whether they're in crisis, whatever source of trauma has happened to them or is happening to them.
She is never, ever unwilling to go the extra mile for our students and even for our staff, and just does everything with such a kind heart and humbling manner.
Success can be measured in a lot of ways. Success for this family today I'll be working with is getting her kids back. My piece will be helping her set up her house. I can't say enough about my leaders and my teachers. They know why I'm there, and they allow me to do my job better because I pull them into it constantly. I can't do it without them.
We have our own superwoman at our school, and the impact she has really left a legacy for all of us who are emulating in her footsteps.
I think everything we do at the end of the day comes down to relationship. I think it's being somebody that can interact with them in a way that challenges their thinking so they start shaping their beliefs and their ideas, and doing so with a sense of purpose and character so that they can develop into contributing members of our society.
I don't know if many people realize really how much time and energy you have taken out of your life for this school. And there's many different organizations and committees that have really benefited because of you, because you're there.
We had a young man who had left our school. He had a very hard time and just struggled to stay the course and keep up, but he and I talked a lot. And he had left us to go to a different school partway through his high school career, but I told him, I said, you absolutely have to find a plan and find a way to finish your high school education. You need that diploma. It's gonna open doors that you're gonna want open. And so I had not seen him again until we had our own graduation night. And I hear this voice through the crowd, and he comes and finds me, Dr. Schick, because I want you to know I graduated. I did it because you told me I needed to. I think it's those moments when kids come back and tell you that you somehow inspired them to do something, you were there when they needed somebody, when they felt nobody else was. I think that's the reward. That's what keeps us going.
It's believing in the little drops you put in the bucket along the way, that eventually it's going to get full and they're going to be able to open up to their next potential. That is my success. Being able to use what hopefully are gifts and talents, but using them to help other people discover theirs.
Giving students a choice and access to French, Spanish, or Chinese, putting them on a path to biliteracy in those languages is something that's going to change their life trajectory.
I quote a board member when I say, Dr. Hill is not only an excellent educator, but a superb communicator with an unflappable personality, which is certainly an asset during our COVID days.
Communication is huge, but half of communication is listening. And so I think one of the most important things that a school leader could do is listen to their community, to their students, to their teachers, to their families, to their colleagues, and use the information they're receiving and listening to make really well-informed decisions that are in the best interest of the children they serve. And I think also providing very clear, proactive, transparent communication is essential.
We are our best selves because of you, Meghan. You have kept us going when the going got tough. You molded a group of individuals into a team of educators who work side by side to create empathetic, high-achieving, bilingual, globally minded, socially responsible, contributing citizens of tomorrow.
I love SLIS's mission, and I'm so committed to this community. That's what makes everything at SLIS so important and so special to me in my work.
Finding the right fit for everybody and really getting everybody into that spot where they can thrive. It's the same for kids as it is for teachers for me. You have to find that zone where people can really thrive and really find their stride. For me, it's been about building this really great team.
She helps to inspire our entire team to strive towards ever better outcomes for the students at LPA. She's a true visionary, but also always willing to do the gritty work to get it done.
So I'm not just the executive director looking at the big picture. I'm still very involved in what we're doing instructionally and what we're doing at the hiring levels, how even the day-to-day things work. I'm still very directly involved with the kids and the parents and staff members at all levels, because then as I'm thinking about the larger decisions, as I'm working on the district level work or the bigger thinking, the strategic planning, I really have my finger on the pulse of all of the parts of what we're doing.
Susan, it is because of your leadership, hard work, and commitment to the students, families, and staff of Lafayette Prep that our school is achieving and succeeding today.
I am very committed to a diverse by design community. We are very purposeful in the idea that we believe learning together and working together and understanding each other deeply enhances every element of our lives. It enhances our personal relationships. It enhances our ability to understand content and learn at a deeper level. We do not get a complete education if we get it in isolation.
For me, really why I am passionate about education is because education really can be this equalizer within our society. The vision at LPA is that students all have great opportunities to learn in a supportive, loving environment to set them up for whatever the success is they envision for themselves.
You have the kind of relationships with students where they know you are in their corner no matter the circumstance.
I just have to say, me and Miss Randy go way back. I had the honor to work with her as a middle school ambassador for 2 years. And Miss Randy has worked really hard for this work. And by that, I congratulate her.
I think for LPA, having a strong community is essential to developing humans. As the head of school, I know every single child that goes to our school by name, and I know who they are as a person. There's nothing quite like the power of connecting with kids and then helping them connect with their own power and their own success.
She has managed this COVID-19 pandemic with grace and flexibility and adaptability, ensuring that our students and our families have received the best of instruction and support and connection all of the way through it. Her ability to change and adapt with whatever is thrown at us means that our kids and our families and our staff maintain this very consistent and supportive school community that we have built together.
What I love so much about LPA is that people are committed to this vision we have of a school.
Honestly, the long-term goal of the school is to be the absolute best possible school that we can offer for every single kid in the building.
Thank you for joining us for the 2020 Excellence in Education Awards. We hope you enjoyed this evening's program. We want to thank everybody who helped to make this possible. The sponsors for our event, our incredible review team who did an amazing job, all of our nominees, our finalists, those who received the awards, and finally, all of the teachers, all of the leaders who are helping to make charter schools great opportunities for children to receive a quality education. Thank you again for joining us, and have a great evening.